Greetings and salutations, everyone. My name is Featherhoof.
Hello, everybody of the interwebs. I am CarnagePanda.
And we are back for Anime Talk for Fall 2019, Week 4.
I think that's right.
I know it's right.
Yeah, 4.
Yes, 4.
There are 4 weeks of anime.
Just tell me. Tell me, Panda. Just tell me about the 5 weeks of anime we've had this week. Just tell me that there were 5 weeks of anime.
Maybe next week.
We are back. This week was some things disappointing. Some things made us disappoint. But for the most part, I say, like, as far as the averages are concerned, it was still a pretty good week, though.
If you say so.
Well, I'm just stating my opinion. I mean, do you agree, disagree?
I may agree and disagree.
Aha. That is stupid.
No, it's not.
Shut up.
Anyway, we got a lot of animes to talk about, and we better stop screwing around like we normally do.
But I like screwing around. That's the fun part.
We'll get to screwing around a little bit later.
Okay, so prepare for anime and plenty of tangents coming up right after this. Coming in at the bottom of our list this week is Fate Grand Order Babylonia. I gotta say, I'm not too terribly impressed, but, with this episode in general. But at least for me, I think its largest sin, to say anything, is that they really don't it's pretty evident they don't give a shit if they really picked up any new followers. They were just like, if you missed other shit in this series, fuck you. We're gonna reference stuff that you have no idea about.
So yeah, this show, if you haven't been paying attention, there are 7 singularities,
yes.
Which means they start right in the 7th one.
Yes.
And there were 6 more before it.
Yes.
And so there's a lot of backstory that we just did not cover. And they're like, oh, do you remember back then when this happened?
It's like,
so
no.
I guess they're like, we only care about the people who played the game that just come and watch this. Anybody else?
Is that where that's from? Like all this plot we were getting?
I guess. I've never played the game, so I have no fucking clue. But they're like, yeah, remember this cool moment back then? We're going to make a reference to it right now in this flashback. So if you're totally confused about it, go fuck yourself. And then there were like 2 other sins of this show.
2 others?
2 others that this show made.
Okay.
One of them's larger than the other.
Okay, I thought the first one that we talked about was pretty large. What's the second and third?
Okay, so the second one, they're already, cheaping out on the artwork. Anime doesn't really do distance shots that well.
Nah.
So anytime there's a character in the distance, they just draw a smiley face on them. And it's not limited to Fate, Grand Order Babylonia.
No, it's not.
You'll see this in a lot of other shows. Now, the other sin is they introduce a new character.
Yeah.
And, they kind of just derailed the show here just to introduce this character, which is a joke character.
Yeah, I mean, remember back in the day when Street Fighter 2 was the big thing?
Yeah.
And they kept introducing, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Street Fighter 2 Championship
Edition, Street Fighter 2
the new
Turbo.
Challenges.
Yeah, they just kept going. They could never get to Street Fighter 3.
Well, remember when they had that one new character, it was Akuma, and it's like, oh, what is this guy? This is badass. It's like the one new guy. It's like, yeah. Now, and you're like, you finally work real hard, and you unlock to fight with him, and you get to it. It's like, oh, it's fucking super hard. This guy's badass looking and kicking my ass. This is awesome. Now, imagine if they didn't. That was not Akuma. Imagine if that super hard character that was kicking your ass, the super hidden unlocking thin character, was Dan.
So yeah, if you're a Street Fighter fan and know who Dan is, he's another joke character.
Yeah. imagine if you were like the super hard mega, you know, like a super hard mega boss was fucking Dan. It's like, ugh.
So we had to look this one up because we were like, at least I was like, man, this is a total joke character, isn't it? It's got to have nothing to do with any lore whatsoever.
Well, I don't know. I was under the impression all these characters are based on some kind of lore or actual character, actual person or something. So this one is Jaguar Man.
Yeah,
who
Jaguar Man.
Jaguar Man, who is a woman.
Not to be confused with the Atari Jaguar.
Or the Jaguar Lynx.
And the story behind this is it's some South American demon or deity, or whatever that it's kind of like Sasquatch or something.
Some kind of legend of the Jaguar Man, the half man, half jaguar god thing.
However, in Fate Grand Order Babylonia, it's just a chick in a jaguar suit.
Like, you know those animal onesies? You know, you see them online? I think there's a name for them. I can't remember what it was. I was like, you know, they have it's like a onesie pajama with the animal hood.
Yeah.
It's basically that, but of a jaguar.
Oh, and guess what? Her entire gimmick is she makes cat puns.
Let's put it this way. If you ever played anything like Monster Hunter, where the fucking palicos, your little cat companions, it's like that.
So this is the perfect character.
No, the perfect.
Yeah, you got to roll your R. I was never able to do that.
One of many reasons our Spanish teacher didn't like him. One of many. One of many.
My greatest failing was never being able to roll my R's.
Really? That was your greatest failing?
Hey, sleeping in class had nothing to do with it.
Right. Unlike our other classmate who could actually sleep through class and absorb it all. You didn't do that.
Well, I think he cared about the class, and I just did it. I was like, oh, what am I doing in this class? I didn't want to take it again. I should have just taken the 2 classes for the college credits. Now, anyway, from that tangent to another tangent.
Oh, tangent, yes.
I went back and reread parts of the Epic of Gilgamesh.
Oh,
which is partly what this story is based off of.
I would imagine.
Loosely.
Yeah, I was about to say, these were,
loosely.
You know, Mesopotamia and Babylonia and Uruk, and Gilgamesh and Enkidu. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's loosely based on that. Yeah.
So this takes part after Enkidu has died.
Yes.
Now
that is in the story.
If you're wondering how Enkidu died, this is how he dies. So one day, him and Gilgamesh are just walking around. You know, they're having their bromance because this is the first bromance in history.
Being butt buddies, got it.
And suddenly Ishtar shows up, and
bitch.
And she's like got the hots for Gilgamesh, and she's like, Gilgamesh, I need your cock inside me right now.
Oh,
and so Gilgamesh is like, what? No. Bros before hoes. And I'm like, okay, this is actually in the story.
So wait, so the whole bros before hoes was invented back in Mesopotamia?
Yes, by Enkidu and Gilgamesh. It's not just a frat joke, you know. This is how it came. It's just some frat boy was reading the Epic of Gilgamesh, and he's like, wow. Enkidu and Gilgamesh were bros.
Bros, man.
So naturally, she flies into a blind rage and goes back up to heaven and talks to her father. She's like, Dad, make me the bull of heaven so that, it'll kill Gilgamesh. Even though I want him. Like, she throws an absolute tantrum over it. So I think, they've nailed the characterization of Ishtar in the story.
Yeah, seems that way.
She's got that tsundere personality where she's hot and cold to him.
Yeah.
Also, Ishtar, history's first tsundere.
All right! There's precedent for all of this.
So, yeah, he makes the bull of heaven, and he's like, Gilgamesh was shit-talking you because you's a hoe. If you're not familiar, Ishtar is the goddess of beauty and fertility.
Fertility. Sort of like the the Mesopotamian equivalent of like Athena or something.
So yeah, if you go look her up, she's got her titties out in the statues and everything. So,
all right.
They're not far off with the character design either. So I can't complain about that. You can't be like, oh, they're just sexualizing this Ishtar character because. That's the point.
Even in ancient times, she was sexualized.
So yeah, the Bull of Heaven is created, and it's sent down to slay Gilgamesh. Only, Gilgamesh and Enkidu are badass, even though the Bull of Heaven is, like, fucking overpowered and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it comes down, and it takes a breath, and 100 dudes die. And then it takes another breath, and 200 dudes die.
Wow.
It's like, oh my god, this thing's terrifying. But
I love those old ancient stories about the power of gods and all that.
Yeah, but since Gilgamesh and Enkidu are so badass, they just, like, rip its head off.
All right.
And Ishtar's like, and Enkidu's like, Ishtar, you ugly. And then the gods kill him.
What?
And
so wait. So the gods were like, it's like, daughter, I mean, come on. Yeah, he rejected you, but come on. What? He called you ugly? Kill that fucker.
Yeah, so the whole thing that Enkidu was created by the gods to bring Gilgamesh down because he was a bad king. In the original story, he was a bad king. They say that, and he was a rapist
king.
And a tyrant. And Enkidu reformed him through this bromance.
Oh, all right.
So yeah, now you know more about Gilgamesh and Ishtar's rage.
The more you know.
So yeah, if you're confused, Ishtar definitely wants to fuck Gilgamesh.
Okay, but we really didn't see them at all in this episode, so well, at least not Ishtar.
Yeah, because we were having our time wasted by this fucking Jaguar Man thing.
I mean, I did kind of like the part at the beginning where they're getting I can never remember the main character's name. They say it a lot, but I can never remember.
He's so forgettable.
He really is. Like, you remember all the other characters around him. Anne and Merlin and Mash.
Yeah, Anna, Merlin, Mash, because her name's Mash.
Yeah. Japanese general guy, that's now girl, and Benki, and Leonidas.
Yeah, Leonidas.
We know all these characters. Shiramuri or something like that, or Gilgamesh's secretary.
Siduri.
Siduri, yeah.
By the way, Siduri is also another god in the legend.
Oh.
So she got demoted.
That's a secretary.
To secretary. Siduri was the goddess of beer or whatever.
I want that as my secretary. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so she got hard demoted, and Jaguar Man got pulled into this fucking.
But one of the things that made us, both of us were just like, what? Because the main character and Mash are walking back after their hard day's work. Oh yeah, and then you see this homeless guy on the street.
Oh, what the fuck was the homeless guy?
They go over like, hey, homeless guy. Hey, I know it's none of my business. I'm sorry, but look, I don't know customs and whatever, but here, have this pancake.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's hard on his look. He's homeless. I'll give him this pancake. And he's like, that's evil, bro. That's fucking evil.
Yeah, what was it?
Like,
charity without reason is pure evil, or something to that effect. It was like, what? What? It was like, what the fuck is this? They're like, fuck you, bastard, who just came out of nowhere for no reason and showed me a little bit of sympathy. Fuck you!
I get the feeling this guy was watching Vinland Saga, and he
Ah,
saw Thor's,
there
and
we
he's
go.
like, nobody has any enemies. How do I top that one?
Yeah, and then he tells us like, there's 3 storms coming, and it's like, okay, you could have just said 3 goddesses. We all know about the 3 goddesses. Why are you trying to be cryptic? It's like, and you're like, don't feel empathy for the vile one. Don't feel, or it's like, don't engage in, don't enjoy joy with the joyous one, and and then he says some word I never heard before in my life, some verb I've never heard before in my life, and with the sad one or whatever it was. It was like, It showed like
can we get back on track with the story instead of whatever this is? Now,
well, that I felt like okay. It's like okay, so the big fight's coming. You know, he's saying like it might be coming sooner than we think. Ooh, okay, foreshadowing, awesome. And then the show goes, oh wait, no, we got to stop this like progression shit. We need to
let's slow down the narrative.
Let's not slow down the narrative. Let's bring it to a screeching halt. Gilgamesh calls them in and goes, hey, go find out what's going on in Ur. And it's like, okay, bro. So they go to Ur, which is in the middle of a jungle. And they get there and they're like, hey, we're here to save you. Hey, everyone ready to go? We're here. We're everyone's ready. We're gonna go back to Uruk and we're gonna to say that you guys are good and we're gonna send a rescue party. Oh, we don't need a rescue. No, don't do that. Don't do that. All of us women and children and those 5 other guys. You don't have to do that. No. Nope. And they're all like, so Merlin calls a meeting. He's like, everyone in town, come on, let's go. I gotta talk to y'all. He's like, okay, all right, here's what's going on. Come on, what's going on? And they're like, nothing. He's like, all right, well, tell me about the sacrifices. And they're like, what? What sacrifices? And he's like, well, seeing as you say that everything's peaceful here and there's no war going on, no fighting, so you guys didn't send any men to go fight, but there's 5 dudes in all of this entire city.
It's 5 dudes and 2 billion women.
And children.
This is the start to a harem show.
Or the end of one.
Or the end. Either way, I probably would not be watching it.
And then our Jaguar man pops down and is all like, oh, you got me. Yep. I've been taking all the men.
I was the villain.
Yep. Which you got me.
I don't believe at all.
I guess. It's I've been taking...
I'm pretty sure the snake lady we saw in the last episode's, stinger, is the actual person that they're sacrificing the guys to, and Jaguar Man is just out there wasting our time.
Yeah, because Jaguar Man says, oh, no, I didn't actually sacrifice them, even though I wanted to. All the other gods said that that's all taboo and shit now. But we did put them in hard labor. They're all working hard. They're still alive. Just in hard labor camps.
Hard labor camps where they're getting eaten.
Probably, yeah. Because we saw that stinger with the snake lady, that one dude got ripped in half. So
yeah, so I think that's the god they're actually sacrificing them to, and Jaguar Man is just there.
So, according to Merlin, Jaguar Man is a deity. Has deity power, that energy. Because
therefore they can't hurt him. Or her.
Yeah.
Or Jaguar.
They can't hurt Jaguar. Jaguar's not...
I'm more confused than anything else.
Oh god, I wanted Jaguar to shut the fuck up so bad. I was getting so tired. I can deal with the Palicos in Monster Hunter, because, they only talk once in a while. But just listen to cat pun after cat pun after cat pun after cat pun after cat pun. It's like, shut up! Shut the fuck up! And it's like this, just watching our heroes get beat down by this fucking joke character. It's just like...
Because they don't have high enough divinity.
Yeah, they don't have somebody who has divinity.
So I guess
powers.
in the next episode, Gilgamesh is going to go with them to defeat the Jaguar Man.
Because they peace out. They peace out.
Because get this, in the Mesopotamia legends of Gilgamesh, Gilgamesh is the son of some dude and a goddess, which makes him 2/3 deity.
Wasn't that 1/2? Or he's the dude?
No, 2/3, according to the ancient Mesopotamians. Because they can math real good.
Wow. That's some math. When you're half human and half god makes 2/3 god. That's some math right there. Unless I'm the idiot and I don't know how to math, but I'm pretty sure if you got half and half, that's half. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Maybe we should use Common Core. Maybe we should use Common Core math to work this out.
I don't even think you can get these results in Common Core, man. Look at this. Ancient Babylonians. They could do algebra. They could do trigonometry. Mm-hmm. They just can't add.
They can't add fractions.
Yeah, they can't add fractions. It's too complicated. even in their
fucking fractions. How do they work? I mean,
even in their I didn't know this because they don't tell you this in high school.
Okay.
And I did not know it until I was going through university.
Okay.
But the reason, like most of the things is in trigonometry is in 60 units is because the Babylonians had a base 60 counting system instead of a base 10.
Well, now I know which society to go back in time to and slap. But all right. But, yeah, so this episode is a complete waste of time. It's just, I think that what they were trying to do is, I guess try to set up some kind of character development for the main character.
No, there is no character development, according to this director. There is only booty development.
But it's like, it's showing how the main character has to make these, like, hard choices. And he hates making these choices where he has to leave people behind to die.
I wish I knew what those hard choices were.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We got, like, 2-3 different flashbacks of stuff that was like, yeah. Oh, look at that flashback of that person dying. Sad I am. Yep, I was attached to that person. Yep. But then again, what we're complaining about is partially our own fault because we don't follow the whole fate thing. At least I don't. That's, so it's... I'm stepping into a story, apparently the 7th series of a story that's sort of just like, hey, hope you followed the rest of it. So...
Or we're just going to do it in reverse order. We're going to go 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how this works out. Like we said in the very first episode, I had never watched a Fate before outside of like little clips or snippets you showed me. But not even a full episode until now, so...
I've watched Fate and I'm confused.
So that was Fate Grand Order Babylonia this week. Bottom of our list. Some glaring issues. But the booty shots were nice.
If you know what, there's other shows you could go watch. I don't know why this director is working on this show. Because there's like absolutely zero reason for his shots of just like zooming right up into their butt and their camel toe.
Dude, there was actually one conversation. It was either this episode or the last one where the conversation takes place. Wait, no, was it this show? No, I think that was another show. Actually, I take that back. Yeah, I was gonna say where they take the shot is like right there, where like just focus on the butt. The entire conversation. But I think that was an Araiski.
This show is I've got this great action shot. It's gonna be great. But as the action shot comes in and the character zooms in, we're zooming butt first.
Yeah.
This is the director's vision for this show. He may need new glasses.
Maybe. But that's what we got for that. Let's go ahead and move right along to the next entry on our list.
Let's talk about No Gun's Life, or as this week was, the Misadventures of Tetsuro.
Yes. We could, well, seeing as that's next on our list, I would say, yes, let's talk about that.
Next show. Yeah, I was not a fan of this episode. I don't know. Like, it just was not that. If Fate wasn't here and Jaguar Man was just like making me want to claw my eyeballs out and rue my existence today, I probably would have been like, yeah, this one's at the bottom, just because I just did not like this. Like, we have all these things in the opening and the ending that make Tetsuro look like he's going to become a badass.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like some group going around and taking down the Akatsuki or the... I can't remember. Well, there's several groups in Bleach, right?
Yeah. The Espada.
Yeah, the Espada, which I've not gotten to yet, so...
Let's go with that.
What's he doing this week? He doesn't get his way, so he throws a tantrum and takes over Juzo's body?
Yeah, basically. He does he instantly, it's like, okay, I want to build up a trust with this guy that I'm asking for help.
Yes.
I'm going to instantly break that trust by stealing his body.
And I lost my train of thought because some lawbreaker was out there being chased by like 20 cops.
That's what it sounded like.
So,
but yeah, I was talking about how Tetsuro instantly broke trust by just taking over his body.
Yeah, come on, bro, you got to be a little patient. You got a good life here. Where what's her name?
Mary?
Yeah, Mary is sitting there just like force feeding him sausage and eggs and stuff.
Yeah, it's like you were talking about
Come
before.
on.
Like you were talking about before, where it basically looked like Tetsuro's gonna be this badass.
Yeah.
It's like this episode starts with Tetsuro, the badass, trying to eat hot dogs. Hot dog.
He's a grown boy.
Apparently.
He should have just stayed in bed and recuperated, but he's like, oh, I'm so impatient, these because all these extended are getting attacked, and he wants to help.
Extended children specifically.
Yeah, extended children, they're being dismembered.
But they're not like being
worse than
murdered.
Actually, sounds.
It's weird because it's like they're not being murdered per se. They're being poisoned with some kind of drug that makes it so they don't wake up, and their extended parts are being removed from them, and then like strung up like on lines, and then left out in the public. As if it's
This is a warning to you.
warning. And when the mob comes in to tell about that, apparently the mob's like, this is the most thoughtful mob ever. It's like, hey, we're the mob, we're the mafia. Children are being hurt in our turf. Come on, man. Come, you're supposed to be a resolver, right, Juzo? Come resolve this issue in our turf. And Juzo basically goes, hey, what kind of mafia can't take care of their own turf?
So you're telling me that the mob, instead, this mob is not going out and shaking down businesses for protection money. They're actually protecting people?
The children. They're protecting the children.
Do it for the children, man.
For the kids.
We had to form a gang of rough guys that will just like fucking butcher everybody for the children. So yeah.
So Juzo doesn't take the job. He's like,
we have the child mafia here.
He's like, hey, none of my business. I'm already too deep in this wrong. However you say that fucking name. Every time I watch the show, I'm listening for how they pronounce that fucking word. The name of the Shinra Corporation of this world, and I still can't pick it out.
Yeah, he's like, get the fuck out of here. Cover your own turf. It's not my problem.
Yeah. To which Juzo's all like, well, what if I pay you? He's like, you don't got no money. It's like, what if I get this harmony thing out of me, and we can pay that? That'll probably cost a pretty penny, right? He's like, well, we don't know if we can take it out.
Now Mary's like, you can't do that.
It's too close to your medulla oblongata.
Yeah, it's too close to your medulla oblongata.
He's like, I take over your body.
What if I just take over your body?
and force you to do it with your body? Ha ha ha! Fuck you.
And Mary's like, I think he just took over his body and left.
Which he did.
Well, it's not my problem anymore.
Yeah, no, Mary was just sort of like, huh. Okay. I every time I don't know if I've said this in the previous episodes, but Mary, to me, looks a lot like the main chick from Furikuri. I don't know if artists in that show worked on this, but her facial design really looks like the main chick from Furikuri. I know you don't like that show, but I really loved that show back in the day. But it reminded me of it. Especially when she does like that, faces. And she does. She's like, okay. I guess he's in Juzo's body now. And then we get no more Juzo the rest of the episode at all. Well, sort of, but not really.
So yeah, they he goes to like sell off parts of Juzo's body.
No, he doesn't go to sell parts of Juzo's body.
Because this is what friends do.
He went looking for information, and the guy he went to was an
asshole.
One of those chop shop dealers.
He's like, I'm gonna take all your body parts and sell them. He's like, oh fuck, I'm out of here.
But
so they're chasing him down, and that's when he runs into the real culprits behind the dismemberments, which is two girls.
Yep.
And he saves them from an attacker from some other mafia.
From the mafia. From the same mafia.
From the same mafia?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Because that mafia found out that they were the culprits and were trying to attack them, but he thought that they were just kids that were going to be dismembered.
He's like, yay, I saved you. And they're like, thanks for saving us. Now we got to kill you.
Those who lay eyes on a Gundam shall not live to tell about it.
Yeah, even though they do.
Yeah, often. But, so then the blonde-haired of them turns into a giant mecha spider. With the
There's some problems with this girl's anatomy.
Yeah, because...
If you watch this show, you probably have questions like, did that come from there?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to just describe this because without it being lewd. Because it's just sort of like... no, can't...
Like,
where did that...
That either came from there or there, and either scenario is not good.
Where did the tri-barrel machine gun thorax come from? It's like... is that what's with the back end of a spider called the thorax?
I don't know anatomy.
I think it's the thorax. But yeah, the back end of the spider. Just sort of, well, it's just dangling down there, that's all. And I'm pretty sure you get the idea here. So she shoots, like she's shooting these triple, like, bullets at him. He's dodging it pretty well until he decides to turn his back and run. And it looks like it's gonna, like, the bullets are gonna hit Tetsuro's real body. And then all of a sudden, like, Juzo, like, sort of flips around and takes the bullets in the arm. And if Tetsuro's all like, wait, did the movie just move on its own? I didn't do that.
And Tetsuro's like, oh, they were tranquilizer darts. I've just solved the mystery of why nobody wakes up.
And, man, mystery solved! And passes the fuck out. But before they can lay the final blow...
No, they don't lay the final blow.
That's what I'm saying. Before they do, all of a sudden the blonde-haired chick who's all mechanized out, like, goes fucking psycho. And, like, starts throwing herself around.
Yeah, and then she gets calmed down by the other girl. And then they're like, well, we'll just forget about that guy and not land the coup de Gracie. I just wanted to do that.
I know. That's because you know there's somebody who's listening.
Somebody's going to be out there. That's not how you pronounce it. Oh! So they're not able to land the coup de grace. And
this is what I find funny. Not only did they did not land the coup de grace, they didn't accomplish anything, and then go back to report.
Yeah, so they go back to report to the guy with the neck beard from the previous episode, and he's like, well, you guys fucked up, and now we're going to have to decommission both of you. By the way, decommission means murder.
But then Tetsuro comes in Juzo's body, which is totally not knocked out anymore for some reason, and saves them. And then the episode ends.
But they will never know that this is Juzo because Tetsuro put a bag over his head.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
They will be like, there's no gun for a head there. That guy's got a bag for a head. Totally different people.
It's like fucking Faust from Guilty Gear. But, yeah, this episode... I wouldn't really call it this show's best episode so far.
Like, I think after we get past this episode and get into future episodes where Tetsuro actually looks like a badass and they're being a trio of badasses,
yeah,
the show will really pick up. Now, the only other thing I wanted to say about this is that Juzo definitely lives in a real shithole.
Yeah.
There's like mold and water coming out of the walls and it looks like a place that is just straight out of a slum. Like, they're nailing this look.
Yeah. I'm going to give this episode this. It could set up for some really good future conflicts. You know, like, if that Juzo holds on to this grudge, the fact that the boy just was just like, you know, just took his body over. He threw a little tantrum and took his body over.
Yeah, they'll be at odds now. They're like, man, I don't like this kid. He took over my body. Who does that?
How does that work? But, it's... I mean, I can see it setting up for some good conflict, but it's just the way it was played out in this episode, where it's just like, you know, the child in the man's body beating up the bad... You know, making mistakes while trying to beat up the bad guy. It was just sort of like...
Speaking of the magnets not working, I did not expect this, but I was watching a... talk on particle physics, and they brought up the Insane Clown Posse and their lyrics for the song Miracles, and they're like, I like the way he introduced it because, you know, he's not from America. Mm-hmm. He's like, this is a thing they do in America. No, they don't. And they've got followers, Juggaloos.
Yes, the Juggaloos.
The Juggaloos.
There's a Juggaloos or something.
Juggaloos.
He says all kinds of wrong. It's like, wow.
But yeah, Did not expect that.
No.
At all. Ever.
But yeah, so...
Moving on to the next episode?
Moving on to the next episode. Coming up next is Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun.
Which is much improved from last week.
Oh, very much so. Because they took Clara from being the central focal point and took her and put her back here. Let's just take her and put her back here. Just right over here. Just a little bit on screen. Just a little bit. There we go.
And then introduced a whole slew of other characters.
Which, I'll be honest, about 75% of those other characters I was far more interested in figuring out the backstories of than Clara ever. So, there's some pretty neat characters, especially some of the designs.
You think they would have faltered so much if they introduced Clara alongside with them?
I don't think so. I don't think they would have faltered. I mean, granted, she's supposed to be one of Iruma's, like, three major, the part of the trio, So, I mean, they had to give her more backstory than these other...
So you have, like, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura.
Exactly, yeah. So, good old Sullivan, he's like, hey, oh, young man, Iruma, I know you wanted to not stick out, okay? I know you wanted to, keep on the down low, all right? So you don't get eaten. I get that. Don't worry. We selected classes, me and the rest of the faculty. Don't worry. I got you covered. And by getting him covered, he means he put him in the misfit class. The class of all the bad kids.
So you're saying he pulled a sneaky on him?
He pulled a sneaky.
Yeah.
Again.
So he's in the class with all the delinquents.
Yes.
They're... You know what? They're all demons. So they're all delinquents, but I guess these guys are the worst of the worst.
They're like the ones that, like... Well, the delinquents in the sense of in a school setting. Because you have the one dude who's just playing video games in class. The one guy who's like... not even paying attention to class, just staring out the window, just... you got the guy who, like, attacks other teachers. Who's going to be he's going to be the next Demon King someday.
So, yeah, this kind of sounds like me during high school. Except for the part where I did not actually physically attack teachers.
No, I'm gonna. That's your story to tell.
I would sleep in class, and I would play video games in class.
Actually, I did that once, too. But, I brought in my Game Boy Color that one time to play Mega Man Extreme. Hell yeah, I did. But,
Shit, we did.
Oh, yeah. But, what was it? Like, there's all kinds of... Like I said, they're all, like, the kind of things you see in, like, in all those, like, what they call it, day in life animes.
Yeah.
Whenever they have, like, the delinquent kid, the bad kids. There's, like, a different kid, just, like, the one who just wants to eat all the time, the one who wants to sleep all the time, the one who wants to play video games all the time, the one who's violent, etc., etc., etc. The one who's slutty. You got the slutty, which is, actually, you would think that would be a positive trait, seeing she was a succubus, but, I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's like... How
you know what? I didn't even catch that one while I was watching it.
It's like, how are you calling her a misfit? How are you, like,
that's what she's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's her job. But they didn't really actually show her trying to seduce anyone. She just was standing there being big-titted and just sort of like,
Look at me, I'm so sultry.
Yeah. But, so we got our group. The big group of characters we saw during the opening intro, we have them all now. They're all there. Including one that's an owl, but also needs demon wings to fly. He's an owl.
He's a demon owl.
And he has, like, feathery wing arms, but he needs demon bat wings to fly. Don't get that. But, and of course their teacher is, Demon Snape.
Yeah, Demon Snape got demoted to this class because he got turned into a familiar in the last episode and got blamed for theft or whatever.
Well, no, because he had to deal with that guy he got blamed for theft. He didn't get to the faculty meeting, so all the other teachers got to choose their classes, and he got the leftover, which was the misfit class. So, they said, what was it, like 2 episodes ago, or was it last episode, where they had to learn how to get familiars? Or was that the episode before? That was the episode before.
I think it was the second episode.
Yeah. So, they were like, okay, doing the familiar summoning, you determined your rank. Apparently that's not the only thing that determines rank. They also have to go through this obstacle course, this flying obstacle course, to get to the end the fastest, and the time that it takes you to get there determines your rank. So, this poses a problem for Iruma, because he can't fly.
Yeah.
Which I love when Asmodeus points it out. He's like, Claire and I, we used to fly before we became this friends thing with you. It's like, why don't you fly with? Why don't we all fly? And he's like, oh shit, you gonna figure it out? Oh no. He's like, I got it. I know what it is. He's like, oh shit, he's figured it out. He's like, it's because you're working on your leg muscles. Good for you, Irma. Good for you.
Leg day.
Yeah.
Don't skip it ever.
So yeah, he can't fly. So I did love when they all take off, and they're like, "Wait, starting the race! Don't go down the bad path, because the Guardian's all upset. So everyone has to go the long path." So he's like, Irma's all like, "Shit, what do I do?" And Demon Snape just comes up. And just
He's like, nice seeing you.
Bye.
And the whole plan is that Demon Snape wanted to weed out some of the class members.
Was it?
Yes.
Huh.
He's like, I want to get rid of some of them.
Well, I don't think he wanted to. I thought he said like hey.
No, he definitely wanted to get rid of some of them.
Because it's like when Senbon Sakura, whatever the fuck his name was, the big guy with the blonde hair who attacks teachers.
Yeah.
When he just said, "Fuck it, I'm going to go on the hard path anyway." And he saw him doing that. He just went, "Man, no skin off my teeth." And he actually took him off the roster. He's like, "Oh, I guess he's dead."
He's like, every year there's a kid that does something stupid like this, and I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. He's like, "Well, I guess he's dead."
Like in a normal school, there'd be like a huge emergency, and
yeah,
there'd be a staff meeting, and we'd have like politicians involved in something. Yeah, and it'd be a big deal.
Yeah, rescue parties would be formed.
Here it's like, oh, this guy went off to his death. Not my problem.
Yep. So everyone's running the race. You get to see the little pieces of their personalities. Like the little owl guy is it turns out the little owl guy is the womanizer.
Yeah.
I love that. Are you hitting on us? It's like, no, totally not.
Not me. We see right through you.
Yeah. I love because she kicks him in the face and he instantly knows the length of her foot.
Interesting ability.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay. So poor Irma, it flashes over. He's being carried by some giant demon crow.
Because a bunch of other crows caught him, and then they had a battle royale over who was going to get to eat Irma.
Yep.
But as the demon crow is going along, it just hears the angriest cry ever. And it's like, oh shit.
And drops him
and gets the fuck out.
And drops him right in the nest of the guardian deity demon thing.
And he's like...
But luckily for him, the guardian demon thing is the guardian of the path or whatever that was called. I can't remember what it's guardian of something. Yeah, it's off trying to fighting, kicking the crap out of that other guy.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta murder this other guy, and you stay here, baby.
Yeah, and he falls right in front of the baby, and through the power of friendship, he befriends the baby.
Don't mock the power of friendship. The power of friendship is stronger than anything.
Which he sees that the baby is all scared and hurt because it's got this giant gash on its leg. Which
and he was gonna wrap it up with something, but instead he decides to bleed on the bird.
Well, he didn't do it on purpose because he's like, okay, but look, demon bird, check this out. This is what I want to do. And he picks up a stone, and the bird's like, what you going to do with that stone?
I'm just gonna bash your head in with it.
He cuts his own hand, and the bird's all like, the hell did you do that for? I love the look on the bird's face. I was like, okay.
This is questionable.
And then he holds up a bandage, like, see? Look. He wraps it up. He's like, I want to do that to your leg, so it won't hurt no more. And the bird's all like, oh, okay. And holds out his bird leg, and he's like, look at, oh man, I need some cloth. Hold on, let me rip off some of my shirt. And while he's doing that, the stress, squeezing his fist, caused blood to seep out and drop into the wound. And it's just like, his human blood insta-healed the wound.
So another thing, if you went and bled on somebody, they'd be like, oh my god, what kind of fucking diseases am I getting? I gotta go take a shower now. Gotta go to the hospital, get disinfected.
Yep. But it's something like if you remember the did you ever see the anime Sayuki?
Nope.
In Sayuki, all the demons wanted to drink the blood of this priest, who's actually this badass motherfucker. I loved him. But because it would give them immortality. Because the demons eat the human blood, and it gives them immortality of this priest.
But so can they still be killed?
I don't know. But and I guess like going off that, like for that's why like demons like human is so like such a delicacy. You know, it's like I guess their blood is a healant.
Okay.
I guess. So that's pretty much where the episode ends. After we watch the big guardian deity, the guardian demon thing, kick the absolute living shit out of that guy,
the blonde-haired kid.
Yeah, and it's like, no, this can't be where my story ends. I can't. No, not before I become the Demon King. I can't die. So this episode was actually a lot of fun. I actually enjoyed this.
So especially I'm gonna go off on another tangent.
Tangent time. I just need like a graphic.
Since this has to do with school.
I just need a graphic that comes up and just goes tangent time.
Make it come up and be a rainbow and have sparkles.
Yeah, if I knew how to animate something like that, I would totally do that. But anyway,
that sounds like a lot of work.
It does.
So I used to take the bus to high school.
Yes, you did.
And I'm not a morning person, so I don't like getting up in the morning.
Okay.
But anyway, I would stand out there, and one day I was standing out there, as it so happens, because I had to go to school.
Yeah.
And the bus was coming.
Yes.
And I was standing there.
Yes.
And the bus comes.
Yep.
And the bus goes. And I'm still standing there. And I'm like, what just happened? So I had to go back in and be like, yeah, they didn't pick me up. I need a ride to school.
They just drove right past me.
And yeah, this was a common occurrence with me, You're
the worst
the bus driver,
ever.
like she'd be taking me home and almost home, getting there. Bus goes to my house. Bus keeps going. And I'm like, hey, you just passed up my house.
See, if it were me, if this were me, because you said it happened multiple times.
Multiple times.
After like the second or third time, I wouldn't say anything. I would let it go to the end of the line just to see if she would actually go back to the garage with you still sitting in there.
No, I don't want to go back to the garage.
I want to see if she would do it.
I sat in the front of the bus, in the first fucking seat. Just the first fucking seat. And I'm like, you just passed up my place. Like, how do you miss me?
But yeah,
this was a common occurrence in my yearly life, and part of the reason that I missed so much school.
But yeah, that was Demon School. Welcome to Demon School, Iruma-kun. Definitely an improvement. Absolutely an improvement. I love seeing these characters. I think my favorite part had to be when Asmodeus notices that Clara's on his back, and he's like, "How long have you been there?" It's like, ever since right at the beginning.
This is old Kentucky Clara, and she has been there.
Oh my god, I love that old shit. And then, like, when the plants are, like, devouring her, and
she's like, it was nice knowing you.
Goodbye. He like, uses his flame sword to cut her out, and she goes, "Oh, I'm back."
I thought he was just going to let her get eaten, because he's like, get the fuck off me. I don't want to get eaten either.
He keeps screaming, "Let go, damn it, let go."
Next episode?
Sure, unless there's any final thoughts?
I don't have anything else to add.
That he really likes or didn't like, or...
I did not like this show.
You suck. Moving on.
Okay, so we're back for Season 2 of Araiski, and...
Oh, that's right, yeah, because we said it was end of season.
I had no idea where they would take this show, but it turns out that they're going for the redemption arc where everybody is going to be pals with each other again through the power of friendship.
Remember when we did the thing like the mega happy, like, let's do the mega happy ending. Mega happy ending? Mega happy ending. It's like it was the mega happy epilogue.
Yeah, so there's a couple of fourth wall breaks in this episode.
Oh yeah, because like, what was it? Pansy was all like, I was like, oh, I can't let my, because like, the main character, I made a point to remember his name.
Fail right again.
There. He's all like, well, I come here every, during lunch and after school every day. Maybe I should get something back in return. And
his whole motivation for coming back isn't because he likes Sumeriko's personality.
He likes her titties.
He's like, you showed me your titties once, and they were glorious, and I want to see them again.
But it's like her reason is like, oh, I can't because I have to stay in my disguise because if I don't, demons will find me and this, that, and the other. And he's all like, we can't add a demons hunts what was it, something like ancient demon subplot arc. You're only in the 4th episode.
He's like, don't do this. This isn't even that kind of show.
So I did enjoy that. But yet,
I just want to comment that I think Joro's an idiot.
Joro,
obviously, he's an asshole.
He is shallow as fuck.
He's like the most shallow guy.
He's a complete dick.
I honestly don't know why Sumeriko is wasting her time with this guy.
I don't know.
Other than the fact that she's criminally insane.
Because one time she saw him so devoted to his best friend, and he stood outside waiting for him with his favorite food, that even though people laughed at him while doing it, that she was like, aww, and fell in love with him. It's like,
I don't think she was telling the truth.
I don't know. That was her story.
We've got this girl that's like playing. All these people are playing 4th dimensional chess, like you said.
Yeah.
And she's playing 32 dimensional chess.
Yeah.
She's just a schemer. She's scheming here, and I don't think she's being wholly honest with him.
I don't know. She still has a hot for him. Apparently.
Know what her motivation is or anything.
Churros dick.
Well, that may be one part of it.
She's secretly a succubus.
Secretly a succubus.
There we go.
Well, segueing into that with secretly a succubus, I don't understand Joro because this insanely hot chick is after him.
No, she's butt ugly, remember? Oh, she's so butt ugly.
And of course,
he
Joro
uses the words butt ugly.
I gotta come down to this library every day and talk to this butt ugly wench that...
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
So, putting braids in your hair,
in glasses,
pansies in it, and wearing glasses,
and tying down your
boobs makes you ugly.
But then again, let's go back to last season with how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. Oh no! What was her weight? It was like some really low weight, and it's like, no, yeah. That makes you fat. Oh no!
You'd be like 50 kilograms. Oh man, just terrible.
Yeah. Japanese have some interesting views on what exactly is beautiful. I tell you that.
Obviously, she's like one of the most insanely hot chicks, at least in this show. But Jordan's like, man, she's ugly. But she has big titties, therefore I should hang around her still?
Like, he straight up just says to her, it's like, my goal is to put my face between them titties.
So she agrees, but she's like, if you want to put your head between these titties, you're going to have to go make up with everybody.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't know anything about that. What is this making up thing you're talking about?
Yeah, he makes up all these excuses, like, this is the chance never came up.
I don't want to make up anything. What do you mean? I have the attribute of asshole next to me. Can't do that.
So he goes on his quest to make up with his friends.
So he makes up with Himawari.
This was interesting because he meets with this new girl. She doesn't have an easy to remember name like Cosmos or Joro or Pansy. It's like a straight up Japanese name I don't know yet. And she's a
new character, so we'll get there eventually.
Yeah, she's a reporter, and he's
the
like
blue-haired chick.
Yeah, and he's all like the amount her information network is scary because she apparently is like really good at somehow weeding out information. So he's talking to her, and he's noticing that Himawari is struggling at her test, trying to do her homework, and then he looks over at Sunshine, who makes a random baseball reference.
He did make a random base. He's like, it looks like the base is loaded and there's 0 outs. Now, if you're not well versed in baseball, that means that nobody on base is going to score.
Oh, is that what that means?
Yeah.
Oh.
It happens a lot more than you think.
Oh, okay. I don't know what he was. It was still random though. was like, what was he referring to? He's trying to do his homework and he just spews that out. It was just like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, but he makes up to Himawari in the most weird way because they start having an argument.
He like goes over like, I will help you study. And she goes, ah! And runs out of the room.
It's a scary man.
And he's like, where are you going? And runs after her. And she falls down the stairs and, instead of being dead, she just like, he's like, oh, it hurt my tailbone. He's like, are you okay? He's like, no, I'm not okay. I got hurt.
I just fucking hurt myself.
And then allow me to demonstrate, this is how the friendship was rekindled. He's like, hey, I want to be friends with you. I want to be friends with you too. Okay.
That's exactly how it went down.
Yeah, and then they were friends again.
And then he goes and makes friends again with Sunchan.
By challenging him to
a duel of seppuku.
The first one to do this and doesn't die wins. But
Himawari was the winner because she didn't do it.
Oh my god! Speaking of Himawari, but he's like, in order for Joro, because Joro knows she can't go through with plans. She always fucks it up. He gave her cue cards. He gave her fucking cue cards.
These are your lines, and she said it in the most stilted way possible.
Because she's behind Joro, and like, blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And I love you too, Joro. You're the best. I love you. Oh, you're the greatest. And I love you. I love you and Joro, and your bromance needs to continue.
So, I can't remember how this one, like, at first, like, Sun's all gonna be like, fuck off, I'm leaving. And he was gonna leave. Wait, then they just badgered him. They literally just badgered him until they...
And he submitted because the power of friendship.
Yeah, because they're all like, fuck all this, I don't need this. And like, be friends with us again! 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 And he was like, fine, shut the hell up.
I couldn't overcome this, friendship thing. They got me. They got me good.
So the three best friends are best friends again.
And then Joro goes back to the library and he's like, I made up with everybody. And
Pansy's like, everybody?
I want to see your titties, Pansy. And she's like, everybody? You sure about that?
he's like, wait, I feel a presence.
Like, wait, what?
Because the entire time he made up with Himawari and Sun, and he's going back and constantly talking with Pansy. You always see Cosmos in the background with the evil aura behind her.
Because Cosmos really wanted him to apologize, blah blah blah,
well, to make up, because like I love because she planned their entire makeup, the conversation in her notebook.
She had all these plans of how it was gonna go down, and it totally didn't go any way she wanted it because Joro just had. He's like, who's Cosmos?
Cosmos? Who? What
is that? And he's like, oh shit, I forgot about her.
I did love that he was trying to mask it that he forgot. He's like, no, it's like they say,
I saved the best for last. And she's like, I ain't falling for that shit.
Why you always lying? But she's like, the Joro I know would do these silly doofus things. And what was it? He's like, oh god, the thing where it's like, wish at the end or whatever the fuck that was.
And he was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I never did any of that.
And then she starts crying and he goes, oh, I mean, and then totally does the silly thing that she acted out.
But then you do all this other stuff. And he's like, there was more?
But everyone makes up and they're all going to study together.
And so they study. I have a problem with this mathematics section.
Yes,
she's like, you gotta memorize all this stuff, and like the only things I think that you need to memorize in math are your multiplication tables and the sine, cosine, and tangent of 30, 45, and 60. That's it. You don't need to memorize everything else.
And now do these 5,000 problems now in front of me.
Yeah, so she's very demanding as well.
Yes. So they have a grand little 5-person study group. It's aw. And then they all are walking home together. They're all friends again. And then we get Joro's inner monologue. It's like, this is the most... You all in the audience all thought that I gave up on my plan. I never give up on my plans. Now I have a chance at 3 sets of titties. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, so we get this view into Joro's fantasy of him having Himawari, Cosmos, and Pansy just hanging off of him, and they're just moaning all these sexual noises, and he's
all naked.
Yeah, I'm having the best time. He's got his shirt open and everything.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to be a sexual Tyrannosaurus, man.
Sitting on a throne.
Yeah.
And it's like,
It's like, well, we know this is Joro's motivation because he's like the most shallow motherfucker ever.
Simple-minded.
Something tells me he's not going to get exactly what he wants.
Yeah. Because as the episode ends, we get the sound of a printer going off. It's like, oh, why is there a sound of a printer for no reason? And we see the blue-haired reporter chick, and she prints out the headlines of the next issue of the school paper. And it's like, such and such, his full name, I can't remember what his full name is. It's like, king of the scumbags, chasing after 3 girls. Or something to that effect.
Surprised they would let her publish that.
Yeah, really.
It's like, we don't need this tabloid nonsense in here.
So it's like, uh-oh.
More drama. More drama's following. So yeah, season 2 off to a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, like I said, this was the season 1 epilogue. So he had to get back together with his friends and return the status quo, +1 with Pansy.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other girls that are going to be introduced. So
yep.
I get the feeling Joro's never going to get what he wants, and Pansy's going to be the one wearing the pants of the family.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But let's not pretend he doesn't deserve it. And Joro's a complete asshole.
Actually, he's not going to be the one wearing the pants.
No, I didn't say he was.
Didn't she say something about wanting him locked up in a basement or something?
No.
I could have swore she said in like one of the previous 3 episodes that her fantasy was to have Joro locked up in a basement and all to herself.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, come on, she's already stalked him.
Yes.
She schemes all this time.
And blackmailed him. Don't forget about blackmailing him.
And blackmailed him, so she's not this squeaky clean princess either.
No, she's not. It's not. No, we're ragging on Joro because he's... Let's be honest. Okay, let's be honest.
Everybody's terrible.
Yeah, everyone's terrible. I mean, Sun was clearly going to rape her.
Sunshine. Sounds like Sancho.
Sun was going to rape Pansy.
So yeah, Sunshine got reformed through the power of friendship. He's no longer an attempted rapist.
But it's like, we're ragging on Joro for his...
And he apologized to her.
He did. The thing is that Joro, like I said, we're ragging on him, but let's be honest. He's just being a teenage boy. With raging hormones, wanting to see that damn titties. We were teenage boys at one point. We lusted after damn titties. We did. He's just being what boys are. Is it awful? Yeah, it is. But, hey, when hormones raging, what are you going to do?
I don't think it's wrong to lust after, women. It's just, if you're acting on bad impulses and doing criminal actions, that's when it becomes a problem.
Right. Like attempted rape.
So he has that going for him. Yes. He's less scummy than Sunshine. Plus, the girl that likes him wants him to do that stuff to her, but...
Yeah, but he doesn't want to because
because he's an idiot and thinks she's ugly.
So it's kind of funny because it's what it is that, like I said, everyone's playing 4th dimensional chess. Pansy's playing 32-dimensional chess. It's what kind of strikes me as funny is that Joro's like one of those people, he thinks he's playing 4th dimensional chess.
Yeah, he's still in the 2-dimensional. He's playing checkers.
Yeah, because I love like every time he thinks he's being I'm being scheming, and then Pansy's all like, I can see clearly through your entire...
Yeah, she knows exactly what he's thinking all the time.
Yeah. He comes up, he's like, so, what do you think of my friends Himawari and Sunshine? Hey, what do you think about them now that we've all made up? He's like, stop, okay? I can see clearly. I can see through your, your odorous something plan or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I can smell it a mile away. I get what you're doing. He's like, oh, shit. But yeah, I totally dig this show. I didn't think I was going to dig this show as much as, when we at first we weren't going to do it because we thought it was a harem.
Yeah, we thought it was just going to be a straight up harem, and it's different.
Yeah,
but it is a harem.
Yeah, I think it's still going to go down the harem route because it's still going. We still have like 30 girls it's going to introduce, but it's like,
and this obviously is what the main character wants.
Yeah,
is to be the harem protagonist.
That's what makes it funny. Is like he's like, haha, I'm going to turn this into a harem with my vast intelligence and scheming powers. But it's like, dude, you're just not on the level.
He's the only one that's not aware that he's not that smart.
So that was Oresuki. Still having fun with it. Still, this was actually a good episode. It just, I'll tell you what, man. I've had failed friendships and relationships in my life. I wish it were that easy to make up with them the way Juro did. Just get up in their face like, be friends with me again! And it goes, okay. It's like, well, I don't think it's that easy. It does not work that way in real life. But,
very true.
Yeah. I think that, this is a shallow character, so I can't really fault him for not really having much depth. But it's like, I kind of was hoping for a little more depth in the, the rebuilding of their relationship. Not just going, hey, do it? Okay, do it.
I don't think he's ever going to change. He has his heart set on this really gorgeous girl.
And multiple girls.
This fantasy of his that doesn't really exist.
Yeah.
It's just, I want this girl that's just outrageously gorgeous and has big titties, and that's all I care about.
Yeah. Which is, I don't know, I kind of hope he may never reform by the end, but I at least hope that he gets a clue by the end of this. But we'll have to see. But that's for future episodes. In the meantime, let's move right along to the next episode on our list. Next on the list is Assassin's Pride. Then, I'm glad this moved up this far in the list from last episode.
It was much improved from last week.
Mostly.
There are some issues with it, like animation-wise.
Okay, I'm going to call sexism here, okay? Sexist.
According to Featherhoof.
Because, when the lady teacher, I can't remember, the professor of Ellie.
Yeah.
Or her tutor.
Ellie's tutor.
When Ellie's tutor does her super ultra move, it's beautifully animated, and things move in like these beautiful motions and arcs and stuff like that. When our boy Kufa does it, it's like, just animate that shit in Flash at like 14 frames per second.
2001 Flash.
Yeah, we don't need to see how cool his super move is. Don't fucking worry about it. It's like, oh, come on.
So a lot of things I liked about this episode is that Melida has a lot of agency.
Yes, she does.
It was kind of one of those things, she gets captured.
Yes, but what I love is she doesn't become the damsel.
She gets captured. She and Ellie get captured because Ellie runs off. There's this whole backstory that there's going to be this carnival or whatever.
Festival.
This festival that they celebrate every year.
Yes.
And Melida is wearing the gown, and every girl wears the same gown.
Yeah, and Ellie was really looking forward to wearing this gown.
Ellie's like, yeah, I'm so enthused. Oh, my gown's arrived.
But she has one of these mothers. She's got these.
What is this fucking?
Yeah, it's like this toddlers and tiara mothers. It's like, oh fuck me, because she was talking to Ellie. She's all like, oh, why didn't you?
You're so much better than everybody else.
When you were too quick to win the match against Melida's group. You should have drawn it out and had her begging at your feet to show that you were the true heir to the angel name and blah 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 blah. You should have humiliated her in public.
And Ellie's like, that's not me.
Yeah, and then the dress comes in and she's all like, what are these rags? Oh, my daughter deserves better than these.
Get her a custom dress that everybody will love.
Yeah, we're gonna make, you keep your dress, we'll make one for her. The family will make one for her. We don't need that.
So yeah, Ellie shows up in this custom dress and everybody's like...
Which is gorgeous, by the way.
Everybody's like, the fuck? You're supposed to wear this.
He's like,
you think you're just so much better than the rest of us, don't you?
Yeah, she's walking around it and everyone's sitting there like, oh, look at that stuck-up bitch. She can't even wear the same thing as the rest of us. Oh, what's wrong with her?
So, of course, she's like, I wanted to wear the rags that my mother thought were rags.
Yeah, she runs off crying.
Which wasn't really rags.
No, it was actually really pretty.
So she runs off because everybody's making fun of her. They're like, oh, you stuck-up bitch. And Melida chases after her to console her because she's like, "You're my cousin, I love you."
Yep.
And so they both get captured by Bandage Man.
I
don't think they've even said his name yet.
Nope. This is Bandage Man. As far as I know, there's no name, so we're just going to call him
this guy doing a Shishio
Damn it, you beat me to it. I was saying Shishio the moment you said Shishio. Fuck.
So yeah, this guy doing his Makoto Shishio impression captures him, and he's like, "You know what? Get this, Melida. I'm going to make you a paladin. But this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to transfer Ellie's essence into you. There's like an 0.0001% survival chance, but we're just going to have to take that risk."
Because I think like they Kufa it's like, oh, so this is what's going on. He was Bandage Man was hired by Melida's father. Because they don't, everyone in the Angel family, their special thing is paladin. That's their class is paladin. They don't like the fact that Melida's a samurai.
So instead of Kufa coming to the rescue, Melida mounts her own, rescue with Ellie to get the fuck out of there.
I loved this. I love the fact that Melida just didn't crumple into the damsel in distress thing. I don't know why Ellie did, because it shows that Ellie's like this uber powerful motherfucker.
Well, it showed this flashback where she has PTSD from the pumpkin heads. She was reading like a children's storybook, and they had the pumpkin heads in there. She's like,
yeah, that's true.
"Oh, that's scary, I gotta cry." And they showed Melida consoling her.
Yeah, you're right.
She's like, "It's not that scary.
Don't worry about it. She's like, I'll always protect you and whatever.
Also, they couldn't really protect themselves because Bandage Man had bandaged their arms, which sealed their mana power.
But before they got captured, why didn't they just lay him out? But, well, maybe he bandaged them up, to begin with, maybe. But yeah, you're right. You are right. But Melida, she like you said, she totally has agency of the situation. She's like, "Oh wait, your custom dress is made of firebird feathers or whatever." And
because they look at these swords and they're like, "Well, these swords can't stop the lycanthropes."
Lycanthropes, yeah.
I'm gonna have problems with that because it's so similar to another word. The lycanthropes, they're like, these aren't gonna hurt them because they don't have magical essence.
Yeah.
And she's like, "But your dress does,
and then the tiara." So she actually does well. She takes out two of the lycanthropes by wrapping the cloth around.
Yeah, so she MacGyvers herself a mace.
Yeah, and then uses the gem on the tiara to cause it to burst into flames.
Yeah, and then she kills one of the pumpkin dudes by shoving it in his mouth, and he's like, "Ah!"
Now this is funny. Apparently the Japanese have no problem showing a pumpkin-headed villain being immolated through the mouth.
It's immolated through the mouth.
But then she your eyes are open. That's what I love. She, the other one goes, "Oh!"
He's like, no.
And she's like, "Your eyes are open." But this one we have to.
They couldn't show it. It was too graphic.
Immolation through the eyes. Now that's just too much.
That's a step too far.
That's over the line. Over the fucking line.
You can't broadcast that.
No. But but of course. They go to last long. They run to the emergency exit to try and get out. They're in a museum, by the way. And Bandage Man's all like, "Ha! You ain't getting out that way. I'm gonna kick your asses." In fact, okay, sometimes in anime, I really wonder the distances, because it looks like he's 10 feet away from them. Then in the next shot, he's right next to Ellie and just Bleh! It's like, whoa, wait. You were there, now you're there.
He just had to do it to her. He's like, I got to slap this one.
And he talks about how well, why are you doing this? What? Oh well, he's like, well, she deduces he's like, what are you, a lycanthrope? And he's like, oh no, I'm only half lycanthrope. Don't worry about it.
We're still gonna totally do this paladin swapping experiment, by the way.
Then he sees their eyes.
Didn't they both hit him with their Sharingans?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm fucked.
He's like, okay, all right, I know the plan was to transfer the paladinness, but we killing them both now. His followers are like, "Sir, those weren't our orders." Like, shut up! These bitches are going to be in the near future. These chicks are going to be a serious threat to us, and we'll come up with some excuse, but we need to kill them now.
I don't disagree with him because the Sharingan is completely broken.
Well, yeah, it is.
If you have a chance to kill one of the Uchiha,
take it.
Take it, because it's just completely overpowered and unfair.
Well, which Sharingan are we talking about? All
just the base one.
But what about the Mengyoku Sharingan?
You just fucked at that point. You just fucked.
But he's going to kill him. He's like, well, time to kill you. Apparently he has like some kind of death touch because like he's like slowly going for her face with the glowy green hand. Mm-hmm. And then how did you put it? Like Koopa's like, I don't believe in doors.
Yeah, so the door just fucking shatters, and it's like this happens in so many shows. They're just like, yeah, I don't believe in doors, man. I just don't believe. Like, they'll come through the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
Like, doors? What the fuck are those?
How do they work?
Doors, how do those work? Well, you see, they...
Well, you didn't know how doors worked either in your high school writings.
That was the point.
But, so Kufa and Ellie's tutor, which I'm going to have to remember her name. I'm going to have to find her name. I can never remember it.
You don't need to remember it.
They come in and they start whooping ass. And this part of the fight's actually kind of really cool looking.
They're like, we got this, bro.
Like, Kufa does this really cool thing where he, like, kicks some dude in just out of the way and, like, lifts his leg up high. And, like, Ellie's tutor, like, just jumps off his foot and, like, does her super move. Like, takes out everybody except for Bandage Man.
And then Bandage Man runs away. And, Kufa's like, oh, I'm gonna go get him. You stay with the girls. And she's like, what?
He says, don't worry, I got this. I got it. I got this. Hold my beer. I got this. So then begins a pretty good fight. If it wasn't for the fact that they just, like, there were some really bad frames of animation here. There's one scene where Kufa is, like, standing there like, you're like, ha ha ha. And one eye is, like, looking down and the other eye is, like, looking over here.
This guy has a disability. He has the wandering eye. And you're making fun of this poor guy.
He had wandering eye for just one still frame?
Yes.
And then, of course, like I said...
make fun of these guys. They're just terrible.
And Kufa doing his ultimate move that looks like it was animated in bad Flash. It was like, oh, come on.
So, for those of you who don't want any spoilers, you would have never, ever been able to figure out that Kufa is a vampire.
Yes, the man named Kufa Vampire is a vampire.
What a twist.
No! No! Really? Because he gets pretty whooped up on. Because, like, Bandage Man, like, causes this giant... I love that he's like, we made this dinosaur lycanthrope, and we maxed out all its stats. It was like, what, did you hack it? What did you mean maxed all its stats?
Unfortunately, it's not powerful enough because Vampire Man is like, I used my limit break on him.
Like Kufa, like, even, like, loses his left arm. It's just like...
Yeah, he loses his left arm. It doesn't take because he just reattaches it.
Because after, like, this was actually a really cool scene. Like, the dinosaur thing is, like, going to, like, eat him. Like, raw! And it looks like it worked. And Bandage Man's all like, ha ha! We got him! We got him! Alright. He starts walking off.
Time to go home.
And then you start to see the dinosaur thing getting pushed inside out. It's getting pushed backwards into itself, face first. And there's Koopa just standing there, just like, fuck is this? Really?
Is that like reverse vor?
Reverse what?
Vor.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So he made the T-Rex eat itself.
Pretty much, yeah. By pushing backwards into itself.
It's like, how does that work?
And then he goes Ultra Instinct. Like, I wish I was joking. He straight up just goes Ultra Instinct. He even says, oh yeah, I'm surpassing my limits. Because, like, Bandage Man goes, How are you doing this? We maxed out its stats. He's like, well, I'm surpassing my limits. It's like, and then he gets the white hair after he says that. I'm like, he straight up went Ultra Instinct.
So anyway, he wins the battle because he's scary.
Yeah, it turns out he's a vampire. Bandage Man's all like, you're a vampire! That's like a high-level lycanthrope! He goes, no, I'm only half too.
Only half. I understand you.
That's good. And you know what? I'm even not going to kill you. He's like, what? And then he grabs him by, like, the bandage on his head. He's like, you're going to go back to your employer, Melita's dad, and tell him, right, you were going to kill her, but then she displayed paladin-style powers right at the end to stop you. That's what you're going to go back and tell him, aren't you? Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell him that. Oh, yeah, totally. Good for you. Good for you. I'm going back to the girls now. All
I'm
right.
pretty sure it was certain that she displayed those kinds of powers, because he also comes back. He's like, yeah, if she actually becomes a paladin, you're probably going to get fucked in the end.
Well, no, he was talking about how he was like, yeah, he's going to stand by her and make sure that she becomes like the most powerful, warrior in the world, and she's going to be like better than everybody else, and he's going to train her to be so.
Well, he's like, yeah, she is going to be better than me at one point.
Oh yeah, he said, yeah,
at some point.
Yeah, at some point she will surpass me. Yeah. But I don't think I think that was actually a blatant lie about her displaying powers. But she didn't display any powers
I think he was...
No, because she had the bandage on that blocked all her mana. She couldn't display any powers.
I disagree. I'm pretty sure that Kufa was certain that she was going to be a paladin, and that's why he told her. Told Bandage Man.
I don't know.
That's why Bandage Man is like, well, you might be fucked if that's true.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, well, what happens if one day she turns those powers against you because you're a half lycanthrope too? And he goes, I'll gladly let her go. He said, I'll gladly stick my neck out.
So maybe foreshadowing that they might be enemies at some point. Also, magnets. How do those work?
Oh, that's not. Yeah, I know we've done it many times this episode, but let's not bring that back this season. We did that too much last season.
Okay, we need new jokes.
We do. But, and then like there's a scene where they go back to the festival. They dance together, and then I think she professes her love for him or something. I was kind of confused. She's like,
I don't even understand the scene
because she says lines like, please wait for me, and
it's like she's professing her love, but who knows?
To me, it felt like she was saying, wait for me to be of legal age, please.
Yeah, wait for me. I'm 12 now. In 6 years.
Yeah, I was just sort of like, and then he was like, he bends a knee to her and goes, "Don't worry, I'll always be here for you. You have nothing to worry about." So yeah, that was Assassin's Pride this week. Very fun.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it now that Melita's more of a character, and not just. Have we watched any other shows where some chick or some dude have just been totally helpless or whatever?
Oh, I've seen plenty. Yeah.
And it's always
like in Doctor Who, like there's been plenty of companions that drive me nuts because it's like
they can't do anything.
Yeah, like there's like a lot of Doctor Who, like there's like some like multiple companions are just sort of like it's like, well, she has to be there to have a thing for Doctor Who to rescue all the fucking time.
Okay, why was she written into the story then?
Exactly. I mean, they've corrected it since. There's been really good companions, but I mean, there's just every once in a while you got that companion that exists only to be the damsel in distress all the fucking time. But Melita, complete opposite. She is fucking amazing. I mean, she's still like there's times where she like displays these. I don't know. It's like the way she acts around Kufa sometimes. It's just sort of like, she goes into like the slice of life. Like, oh, I'm all embarrassed because I really like this guy thing. Which is like,
I like this guy. He might be a vampire. But,
he might want to suck my blood someday. I don't know. But yeah, it's otherwise I'm happy with the direction it's going in. If I had to give it one caveat, this episode in particular, I don't know if you felt this or not. I felt it to be a little rushed.
I don't know about that. I want to go back to the vampire thing. So
okay,
if Kufa is a vampire, what about Ellie's mentor? Is she got some lycanthrope secret too?
I don't know. She's some kind of other class called a maiden. I mean, I don't know what. She uses the chakram. That's all I know about her.
Are they all this way, or is it just like a few of them?
I don't know. I really don't.
Questions that need answered.
Well, apparently this isn't something that should be public knowledge. I mean, nobody knows that Kufa Vampire is a fucking vampire, apparently.
You never figured that one out.
No!
Never.
Nuh-uh. I mean... it's like looking at a centaur and going, I never knew he was a centaur. I mean, the horse half should have given it away, but I mean...
Yeah, that was really confusing, man.
I thought you were just...
I found a new side of you today.
I always thought you just had some kind of birth defect, but you're a centaur? Really? Wow! Wow! Well, okay. But,
yeah, then his name being something like Centaur.
Centaurius. Like
You just
Bob
figured this one
Centaurus.
out. He just figured this one out, man.
I guess by dyeing his hair black and hiding his fangs, it's everyone goes, that can't be that. No.
Yeah, it looks legit.
All he needs is like should put the glasses on and name himself Clark Kent. No one will ever know. But yeah, that's
Superman is not a vampire.
you know, I will bet you dimes to donuts. I will bet you dimes to donuts, just because of the number of comics that have existed and all the weird things they've done to Superman.
Superman is a vampire.
There is something. And for God's sakes, you know, I mean, they've done all kinds of weird things.
Superman can shoot Superman's out of his hands, so why can't he be a vampire?
I mean, he's been transformed into things. He's been given weird powers for no fucking reason that exists for only one issue. I'm sure there's somewhere out there. Not only is there an issue out there somewhere he's a vampire, there's probably an issue out there where he's a zombie. There's probably another issue out there where he's some other thing. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, so that was Assassin's Pride.
And we loved it. But there was one thing we loved more. So let's move on to that.
Princess Buttocks is what she is now known as throughout the kingdom because of that glorious German suplex laid upon her by some psychotic animal lover.
Or as they just know him, Hero.
Yeah, so the hero that showed up and suplexed her because of a misunderstanding has unfortunately given her a nickname that she does not like. But it's funny.
Yeah. I love the fact that in Kimono Michi, that they can't find him.
Yeah, they can't find him. This fucking dude that loves animals and has this shop out in the city. Where did he
go? Where did he go? I don't know. Where is he?
So yeah, the princess definitely. Okay, so yeah, we got to talk about the scene again.
Please. Oh yes, yes, I know what you're talking about.
They decided to go back to the German suplex of
about
the princess
12 times.
About 12 times, while these two priests were talking to her.
That one priest
one priest
getting
could
off
not
on it.
help but refer to her as Princess Buttocks. You know what? She has a nice butt. But they keep going back to the scene, like black and white and everything, and she's like getting just laid out by the suplex, and her butt is just hanging out. And
I love it because every time they show it, it cuts back to that one priest's face. He's like,
he's like, but they also have, I don't know if it was the actress just doing these sexy modes into the microphone.
Yeah, they did.
It's like, oh, come on.
Well, that's because that's the way that the priest is remembering
the priest remembers. He's like, damn, that was fucking sexy. I wish it would happen again. But she is like, oh, she can't stand it. She's like, oh my god, this fucker, I'm going to find him and I'm going to do something about that.
Because apparently by taking off his animal mask and his cape,
yeah.
They don't know who he is anymore.
By dressing in actual clothes, he is disguised.
It's like a reverse superhero. You know, because there's so many people in this world that meet this man's physical description.
Yeah.
You know, so many human beings that are like 8 foot tall with huge giant muscles. You know, it's like so many people. We can't narrow it down.
So outside of the princess's dilemma of fighting this asshole that exposed her butt to the entire world, we get the plight of poor Shigure. Our kleptomaniac who just cannot find enough money to keep this pet shop open.
Yes.
So we have to go through just how traumatic this is for her.
Okay, please lay it out for us.
It's traumatic.
Okay.
Sorry about your, sorry for your loss, Shigure.
No, we're not. No, we're not, because it's fucking funny.
So she has nothing but contempt for these other guys that are living with her. We have...
What I find funny is she keeps going to the bar to complain to that one bar chick.
Yeah, she's complaining to the bar, and she's misunderstanding.
Because Shigure is referring to all the animals as women.
It's like, yeah, Genzo brought another woman home. So this bartender thinks that Shigure and Genzo are an item, and misunderstands. And she's like, you can't be putting up with this, He's supposed to be devoted to you.
I love it so much.
And Shigure's like, well, I better go back home. And she goes home, and we get this whole Shigure vision of, oh, I can't fucking stand Genzo. We can't feed these animals. There's no money for it. And then she looks at, what's her name? The vampire chick. Carmela.
Oh, yeah, because she's like...
She's sleeping, drunk.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, I can't stand her.
And like, yeah, Genzo like brings in a stray cat with two tails, and
it's like, this cat is so adorable. I love it.
I think my favorite scene had to be when Shigure's coming home and she clearly Genzo is hitting on the dog woman.
Yeah, the dog woman comes back and Genzo's like, God, you're so adorable. And she's like, oh, stop it.
It's like,
you should be giving these words to Shigure.
I love it because he says, at first he's saying like things that you would say to woo a woman. He's like,
yeah.
Oh, I love the shape of your this and all the this and that. He's like so badly, I just want to put my face into your belly. It's like, whoa,
you can't do that. I'm already married. And he's like, I can love both you and your husband.
No, he's like, wait, your husband's a kobold, right? He's like, yeah. We have 20 kids and everything. And for that, I was like, whoa, Jesus.
Well, she is a dog.
Yeah, granted. But it's just like, your husband's a kobold, right? And she's like, yeah, he is. Like, I have enough loaf for both of you. I got both of you at the same time.
And it's like worded in that way of, what did he really mean?
Well, we know what he means, but the poor dog woman's probably like has a totally other thing in her mind. Like,
I gotta go. So after pulling her best Shepherd impression,
but that was her favorite dog woman in the Citadel.
No, it's time to go.
It's time to go.
Shigure shows back up and lays out the awful truth. We don't have any money, and then the loan guy shows up to offer more awful truth.
The loans due.
We need to know, otherwise we're not giving you a loan. And they're like, oh God, no.
I love Genzo was all like, well, I forgot.
I forgot about this here loan.
It's like, so I don't have to pay it.
And so Shigure lays out that they all have to get jobs to get this loan, and they're like, no, we can't do this.
I thought, because at first he's like, I don't need it. I don't need the money, blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, well, if you don't have the loan, then there's no pet shop. And he's like, sits back down like, okay, we need to get money, people.
Yeah. So they all go get jobs, or jobs that they think they could get.
Okay.
Shigure is like a bar hostess that delivers beer to anywhere.
Anywhere. At first it's, okay, bar. Okay, all right. Then another bar. Okay, different bar. Okay, all right. Then the middle of a battlefield. Then the middle of the Arctic?
Yeah, there's these two guys like scaling Mount Everest as Shigure shows up to give them some beer.
I love it because like at first she's like, it's like, oh, like you think they were like the two warriors we saw earlier who were like going after the Griffin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's those guys. They're off on their adventure. We're gonna follow those guys. Okay. And you see a figure coming out of the snow, out of the blizzard. You're like, oh, is that the Griffin? Oh, is that the Griffin? And it turns out to be Shigure. He's like, it's your order!
Genzo gets a job digging ditches.
Is that what he was doing?
I don't know what he was doing. He was doing something related to that.
I couldn't remember what he was doing, to be perfectly honest.
The little dragon girl, man, I can't remember her name now.
Oh,
she gets a job at an eating contest where the winner of the eating contest gets paid money, but she keeps going back to these eating contests and eats so much that they start charging her, and so she ends up at a negative value.
Yep.
And Carmela can't land a job.
Well,
Because
the job she landed, she didn't realize she had landed a certain type of job.
Because everybody, only guys, they're propositioning her as a prostitute, and they're like, yeah, we'd like to have a roll in the hay with you.
Which she had no idea what that meant.
She had no idea what that meant, so she took their money and ran.
And every time it showed her going back to the village and more people were chasing after her.
She just couldn't, she's like, what? I don't know what was going on.
So when they go to pool their money together and figure out how they're doing on their finances, they're more in the hole than they were before
so they're
they started.
worse off than before. So they have to take this other job of hunting this griffin.
Yes.
Which Genzo's all about.
Oh, yeah.
Because he learns that for some reason...
Oh,
I think the guy that wrote the book got this completely wrong.
No, it showed it was true. It showed it.
No, I think he got it wrong, but it was written down in this book that griffins kill their young because they pit them together. They always have 2 children.
Yes.
And they have them fight, and whichever griffin succeeds gets the...
Yes, the one that gets raised.
yeah, it's the one that gets raised, and the one that fails just gets left behind. We don't want nothing to do with this one.
Yeah.
So Ginzo shows up to save this poor griffin.
Oh, I see where you're getting at this. Okay.
To save this poor griffin.
Well, everyone goes with different motivations in mind. Genzo goes to save the baby griffin. Shigure goes to collect the bounty. The half-dragon girl, she goes to eat them.
Carmela didn't want anything to do with this.
Carmela went because she didn't want to be left behind to take care of the animals.
Well, at first she didn't want anything to do with it. She's like,
I know.
No, fuck you, Genzo.
But after everyone else said they were going to go,
like,
and they're like, okay, well, Carmela,
okay.
you hold down the fort and take care of the animals. That's when she was like, shit, and then she ends up going anyway.
So the 2 griffin cubs are playing with each other. Fighting, if you will.
Yeah. Oh my god, I loved when the 1-1.
And they have like the most adorable reactions.
Yes.
And Ginzo's like, well, that one lost, so it's going to be left behind. Well, I can go get that one.
Well, I love when the fight's over and the one wins.
Yeah.
He's like, he wants the one paw claw, and one's like,
I'm the victor.
He's like, ha! He's all proud of himself. It's so cute. It's adorable as fuck.
There's these little moments in this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, if I had seen that, I would have gone Genzo too and been like, oh, look at you, you're adorable.
So anyway, Ginzo kidnaps one of the kids right in front of its parents.
With gusto. He runs out there.
Yes, I got it.
And just snags it from underneath his sibling and runs back.
So this is where I think that the book got it wrong. Is because the parents are just like, what? And they chase after him.
This is... When the parents catch up to them, this is one of my favorite scenes of the show. Because the parents catch up, and he hands the cub to Shigure. Like, I'll distract them. You run, Shigure. All right, go. And Shigure runs. He's like blocking all the attacks, and then finally he sees this like, finally, my opening. Bruh! He's like,
he's got like this hug on this griffin, and this griffin's looking at me like,
and the half dragon's all like, all right,
God,
we finally
what the fuck?
The half dragon girl's all like, all right, we get to see. All right, now Genzo, counterattack! And just goes over and Genzo's like, oh my god, this is so fluffy! I love it! It's like a mixture between feather and fur. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, but it's so soft. I love it! Even the griffin's like, dude,
what the fuck?
And then we get the internalization in Genzo's head, and we get these lewd images of the griffin.
Yeah, so the show actually lewds the fucking griffin.
Like, there's this one. Like,
it's like,
it shows
whoa,
pinups
what's
of
going
the griffin.
on?
There's this one where the griffin's doing a sassy pose, like, But then there's just this one where the griffin's just like, there's on his back, and it has like, yeah, they always put like the tasteful thing to cover the junk. Like the tail's curled up in such a way to cover the junk. It's like, did they just loot a wild animal? They fucking looted a wild animal. Why did they loot?
Ginzo vision. But the griffin retaliates by body slamming him into a rock and knocking him the fuck out.
Yes.
Because that was just weird.
I mean, wouldn't you?
If I was a griffin, yeah, I'm like, the fuck, man.
Like, I wouldn't, like, I love that the griffins are even too weirded out to kill him. They're just sort of like, no, just get him away. But then, Dragon Chick, she came here for a reason. She wants to taste griffin meat.
So, both Carmela and Ginzo are laid out because Carmela was the first victim.
Oh yeah, Carmela like stops it.
She's like, go, I got this.
Go, mistress, I got this. She like whips out her vampire claws. She gets one-shotted.
So the griffin just like noms her, and she's like,
just carrying him around.
He's like, ha 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 ha.
I think my favorite part is when they catch up to the group. It just shows Carmela's like her head is just in the beak, and then body's dangling underneath.
So they kind of are like, what the fuck? After the little dragon girl like bites him in the leg, he's like, no.
Well, we don't even get to see that. She's like, all right, it's my turn. I'm gonna taste that griffin meat. And then you hear like a chomp and a scream, and like it pans out really far. And then he's like,
all these birds just flutter. They're like, oh, it was the death of the griffins.
But then it goes back to the house, and Shigure is all like, so what happened? Oh, you're all alive. Oh, thank God. What happened?
Yeah, so she carried back both Ginzo and Carmella, like she's got Genzo over her shoulder. Because, yeah, she's got those little girl muscles.
Oh, yeah.
And Shigure's like, what happened? Well, the Griffins didn't taste too well, so we just ran away.
Now, this is my favorite part, because the ant guy comes out and sees Carmella, and then turns around, comes back with a shovel, and in the background, the whole time we're having a conversation in the background, just starts digging.
And then he takes her body and just tosses it in and covers it back up. And she's like...
This is just her head sticking out.
And they're like, what'd you do that for? And they're like, well, she recovers better in...
soiled...
like
tainted soil.
Tainted soil.
So
the way to get tainted soil, apparently, was Genzo's little dog just walked over and peed on her. Poor Carmella. She's the butt of... She's like living Darkness's dream. Of being, just a masochist, but she's getting peed on just to add insult to injury.
Darkness would love that too. Though.
Yeah.
She would.
She would be all about it.
But anyway, that's pretty much the episode. They get nothing. They don't get the reward for hunting the griffin because they didn't succeed at that.
Oh yeah, they do get something.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they actually got a griffin.
Because afterwards, it turns out that Shigure has found more swords.
Oh now, yes! No, the ones because that's right. Because they were like
another adventuring group comes in. They're like, we're gonna slay the griffin before you, monster killer.
It's heat haze,
and he does a pile driver on him.
Although, because I got I was don't you worry, Genzo. You won't have to worry about that griffin because I will slay
the holy sword Durandal.
I was gifted this by the witches on off the side of this road or whatever the fuck he said.
He's like, no, you won't, and then he pile drives him.
Boom!
And lays him out, and Shigure's like, you know what? Did anybody else drop another sword?
So it turns out
she takes it off to
the pawn
shop, and this dude's like, holy shit, that's Daislave and that's Durandal? Where did you find this rare gear?
Oh, it's on the side of the road.
I'm just a lucky person. So, yeah, she's not a kleptocrat at all.
No, nah. But I do love that the griffin is growing, and it's actually cute. It's cute as fuck.
Yeah, after one day, it grows to a...
Was that one day? Or was that
one day. One day, it's almost taller than the house.
And
Shigure's like, oh god, the food costs. But you gotta feed this girl and the griffin.
Yep. I mean, this griffin's gonna grow up pretty fucked up. To grow up with Genzo's affections, because he's all just cuddling on it, and it's all like, yeah, I'm loving it, I love the affections. It's like, okay, this is gonna be weird, but alright. So, it makes me wonder, are all the animals he's bringing home all female animals?
I don't know. Because Shigure's just referring to them
because Shigure goes back to the bar again at the end and goes, yeah, he brought home another woman. It was like,
she's like, what are you talking about? Didn't you learn your lesson? You should be upset about this.
Yeah, it's really weird, but it's funny. To give this episode credit, because I was complaining a little bit about the running joke about the demonic beast slayer, that he would kill whoever says it. They really didn't do that per se. He did pile drive heat haze at one time because he said he was going to kill the griffin. But I think that, they didn't do the running joke as much this time around. And I was happy about that. Shigure is still it's like you said in the last episode. Who is best girl? Who is best girl this season? Is it Shigure or Pansy? It's really hard to tell.
Questions that everybody wants to know the answer to.
I did like that. Shigure actually went into her little dog, personality wise. When Genzo was all like, "Look at our new roommate," and it was the cat. Yeah. So she's like, "Oh."
Shigure just doesn't want it because it would cost more money, and that's all Shigure cares about.
Yeah, I do love it. Genzo hands Shigure the cat, and she's like, "Toss."
Yeah, have it. Well, there are people that just pick up any stray animal, and they're like, "Yeah, we got to care for this," and then they keep picking them up, and eventually they have 16 cats. And
the people who think that wild animals can't survive in the wild,
even though they've been doing it the whole time.
Yeah, But I love this show. I love this show so much. It is fucking hilarious.
Featherhoof loves this show.
I do.
10 out of 10 according to Featherhoof.
I didn't say that. I have
11 out of 10.
I have some issues with it. I have some issues, but I still love it a lot.
He has no issues.
Don't lie to the peoples.
Confirmed 2019, 0 issues from Featherhoof for Kimono Michi.
I'm going to hit you when that camera's off.
Also abuse.
No proof of it. No proof. Camera will be off. Haha. I'll paw drive you. I'll give you a German suplex.
You know what? I would like to see that one.
What? Just because you're 2/3, twice my body size and mass does not mean I can't German suplex you.
You know what? I have learned math from today. A lot of math. I am 2/3 heavier than Featherhoof.
2/3 heavier. Wait. Would that mean you're lighter? You're 2/3.
1 2/3.
A 1 2/3. Okay.
I wouldn't just be 2/3.
Did you? I didn't hear the 1. I thought you said just 2/3.
Yeah, I said 2/3, but it's understood that it would be 1 2/3.
Okay. All right. I didn't understand that. That was a bad assumption on your part.
Confirmed. He did not understand.
No.
Bad at math.
But you know what I do understand? We need to end this episode.
Yes. So
let's go ahead and do
bye-bye.
that. So that was week 4 of Anime Talk for fall. I almost said summer of 2019. Excellent week. Has some minor downfalls, but still overall good. Did want to make one minor announcement. We will not be back next week. We're taking a 1 week vacation because I will not be able to watch the animes next week because I will be doing Extra Life. If you look right below me right now, you'll find a link to my Extra Life page. If you'd like to donate to it, see what it's about, what I'll be doing, please stop on by. Hopefully I get this up before Extra Life starts. This is my plan. Either way, I mean, hey, it's a great cause. It's a worthy charity to help fund Children's Miracle Network hospitals. If you can, please donate. If not, at least spread the word.
So join us next week for animes or don't.
But if you enjoyed this one this week, then please let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, share it, or you can click on the annotations for the videos we've done. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all
Next time. Or not.